Guys, you know that I get a lot of knives from Jared, and the first Vosteeds, the only Vosteeds I've had on the channel have come from Jared, and that's no exception for this one, the Valkyrie. Let's turn this around. I love this knife. Let's turn it around and take a look at it on this first day that I've carried it. Guys, this is the Valkyrie by Vosteed Knives. I have not had a Vosteed knife come in that I have not liked yet. This thing is really, really good. So you've got this button lock Wharncliffe, and the reason this stuff is out is because Vosteed has upgraded their packaging. You get a pouch and a steel can, but let's get these out of the way so we can talk about this thing. This thing is great. So this is a thumb stud and flipper operated button lock. It's the first Vosteed button lock I've had come in, and they nailed it. This is another company that their button lock is great. Look at the action on that. Now, there is no play in that. It is just that smooth. Their bearings are so good in this. So you've got a thumb stud and flipper on this really nicely done Wharncliffe blade. You've got a jimped flipper tab that winds up acting as a precursor to your choil. So you can get up on it here, or you can get all the way up in this choil. There's jimping back here. The jimping on this is really good. For fine jimping, it reminds me a lot of the jimping that you get on a Sebenza. The other thing that is really cool is I think this is one of the only button locks I've ever had come in with a textured button. And I don't know why that just feels so good. It's not like I need traction on the button, but I've got it and it really feels good. You've got you've got double-sided thumb studs and the flipper. So with this being an ambidextrous lock mechanism, you've got a nice deep carry pocket clip that is reversible. And then it's done in really attractive. I like this. I like some of this newer green micarta that's coming out with the deep green as opposed to the kind of dark green, almost this olive drab military style. And then you've got, like I said, this blade. This blade is beautifully done, nice and thin behind the edge. It is in Nitro V, which I haven't been a fan of in the past, but I've had a few knives come in, most notably this one and the Ferrum Forge Stinger button lock that were done in Nitro V, and I found that to be something that I'm starting to take a liking to because it does take an incredible edge. The blade shape on this has got this area here that not only is it attractive and give it a unique look, I should say, it's really functional. You get way up on it like that. You can also get way up on this and use that front tip because it's a Wharncliffe. So you've got that going. There's not a lot of roundness to this knife. It looks pretty straight and pretty angular, which gives it a cool look, but they did a good job kind of walking the fine line between sharp angular areas and then nice rounded smoothness to the knife, because there's no hot spots on this. There aren't. The flipper tab, not a hot spot. It comes into this almost squared out finger choil. It kind of narrows here and then box ends out here, almost like a coffin style handle like you'd see on a Bowie knife, where it widens up a little bit here and then it just kind of shanks in. It gives you a really, really good feel on that. It does cut really well. I did a little bit of cutting. You can see some of the lines on here where I was doing some cardboard cutting. Cuts really well. And the finish on this, whatever this coat is, probably PVD that's then been stonewashed, has held up. PVD that's then stonewashed seems to do better than just a straight PVD. It's almost like it thins it out to where the material that you're cutting doesn't have as much to grab onto and peel away the coating. And so it just seems to last a little bit better. And then if you don't like the flipper, like I said, reverse flick on this, it is a button lock with really good detent. You can thumb flip and reverse flick on it, but you can also use that. Look at how smooth that is. Super, super free. And the way it sits in pocket is pretty good. I have gotten to where I like some of these deep carry pocket clips if they're done well and they don't just stand up like too abruptly. This is done really well, and it is a deep, deep carry. It is at the lines. So basically the only thing sticking up out of your pocket is the knife. Or I'm sorry, the pocket clip. So now there's a couple small things about it that I do. Oh, I wanted to mention this as well. The liners have had weight reduction. So this is a relatively light knife, even though it's coming in at 7.5 inches. really light because there's been a lot of weight reduction, and they completely hid the liners inside the handle material. Very, very attractive. So like I said, a couple small things that I want to point out. We'll do that right after you guys hear from a sponsor. Have you ever reached down to tie your shoes and broken a shoelace? Of course you have. Well, imagine you're out in the middle of nowhere and you've got to have those shoes to get back. If you're hiking or if you're in the military, there's a reason I always carried and had multiple sets of replacement shoelaces. Well, today's sponsor is Tempered Trail. They are giving you guys some of the most durable laces that you're ever going to find. 550 pounds of strength in those laces. So check them out with the link down below. It saves you 10% at checkout. They are offering a wide variety of colors and lengths. So you just pick the length, you pick the color, and you throw them in your shoes. So big shout out to Tempered Trail for sponsoring this video. Guys, let's get back to the knife. So only 3 small things. The thumb studs are a little close to the scale. For me, I have to get myself in a, like if I'm using the flipper, no problem. But when I use the thumb studs, they're really close and I get in a position where the knife almost rolls all the way around. This is another knife that kind of rolls out of the alignment of the cut for me. You can see what I'm saying. I do like the knife. It cuts really well, but it just, I don't know what it is that it just wants to roll in my hand. It could just be the size of the knife versus the size of my hand. The next thing, well, there's 2 more things. I'm sorry. I was going to say the final thing. Pocket clip. There's some squeak in that pocket clip and movement. I've kind of gotten to where that doesn't bother me as much, but it is a tactile thing. I can definitely feel it when I'm manipulating the knife. And then all it would have taken to just kind of like overall finish this and make it great would have been just to put a couple screws in these holes so that you don't have dirt and stuff getting down into the threads of those holes. You could have put a plate in. That would have been really cool, but you know, just simply adding 2 screws in here to keep dirt and stuff out of there would have been just awesome. So with that being said, guys, let's turn this around, do some final thoughts, and send you out about your day. Oh, sorry. I keep forgetting. Is it a yup or a nup? Yeah, it's a yup. I dig this a lot. I have not found any of the Vosteed knives I really don't like. So all right, now let's turn around and do some final thoughts. I love a good button lock. I love a good Warncliffe. This just hits all those little spots. There's very little wrong with this knife. And even though the pocket clip does move, I don't find that to be that troublesome. This is a great, great cutter. And I'm starting to change my idea about some of the Nitro V stuff. I think it has its place. I just don't think it's going to be my favorite steel, but it's definitely a good steel when it comes to taking an edge. So guys, that's it on this one. It is the end of the year. Today's video that's going up is the Knife of the Year video. So hopefully you saw that. If you didn't, there's a link to it. If you like the videos, give them a thumbs up. If you don't like them, give them a thumbs down. Please try to tell me why I can't change content if you don't tell me what you don't like. If you want to support the channel, lots of ways to do it. You guys know you saw a sponsor ad in there. There are links to those sponsors down below. Coffee Brand Coffee and Tempered Trail have got discounts built into their links. I have a discount code that is Crazy Sharp, all one word, all lowercase, that works at Rosecraft Blades, saves you 10%. Fair and Forged Knife Works saves you 10%. And Beyond EDC, currently right now, 40%, which may continue past the end of the year. So there's also a bunch of links to the major vendors down below. Knife Ship Free, GP Knives, Blade HQ. You can take those, use those to buy knives. It doesn't cost you anything, but it does support the channel. It works the same as my Amazon store that I would like you to take, pin it to your browser, use it for all of your Amazon shopping. You guys can join the community Discord that's down below. It says join the community. That is free. But if you want to support the channel a different way, check out my memberships. I do giveaways, exclusive content, early access to videos is going to be starting again soon after the first of the year. There is a premium sharpening tutorial series that is on there. It's a lot of fun. The private Discord is a blast. So guys, that's it on this one. I love you all. I hope you had some happy holidays. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And I'll see you in the next video.